Hello folks and welcome back to STB Does Gin 2.0. This is the YouTube playlist that basically takes a different gin every single time and then we taste it, we see what it's like, and then we mix it with loads of different tonics to see which is the best combination. So if you love the sound of that and you want to see more of that, go and check out the rest of my playlist. There's lots of other videos on there. And if you like what you see, I'd love you to subscribe, or if you're watching this on Facebook, then hit the like button. But I'd love you to nip over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. My goal for this at the moment is about 2,000 subscribers and about 100,000 views. We're up to 23,000 views so far. Love to hit 100,000 views by December the 31st, 2018. So we'll see how we go. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Steve the Barman. This playlist, I've started a couple of times, but this playlist, I think I've nailed it this time because everyone wants to know what tonics go with what gins. So that's what I'm trying to solve for you. That's the problem I'm addressing, and that's what we're trying to solve. If you like the sound of that, hit subscribe and you'll get loads more videos. Loads and loads. We're going at 2 a week. And what I'd absolutely love for you to do as well is in the comments underneath this video, if you've got a favourite gin that you want me to review and want me to find out what the best tonic match combination is for that, then pop it in the comments below under this video. I'd love to hear from you, but I'd love to know some gins that you want me to review. As I say, we're going twice a week, so loads and loads of gins to cover. So if you've got a favourite, let me know in the comments, and then hopefully we'll get to it really soon. So today's video, we're talking about Tanqueray, aka Posh Gordon's. I said it, I'll explain why later. But we're talking about Tanqueray gin, and in particular this one of their newish out, Flor De Sevilla, which is an Seville orange gin variant of Tanqueray. Tanqueray as a distillery started way back in 1830, I do believe, by a guy called, funny enough, Charles Tanqueray, and he started distilling his gin in the Bloomsbury area, I think, of London, as I say, in 1830. And the recipe for that gin hasn't really changed right up until this day. In fact, Tanqueray is now under the ownership, and has been for a long time, of Diageo. Massive giants, Diageo. Diageo obviously owns Smirnoff, Gordon's, Guinness, Bailey's, loads of their posh brands as well, reserve brands. But yeah, Tanqueray is all under the Diageo brand. So under the Tanqueray brand, I think I'm right in saying there's 6 different variants. They might not all be available in your country if you're watching this in America, things like that. In the UK, we've got export strength, which is 43.1%. I do believe that's their normal sort of pouring gin. We've obviously got Tanqueray 10 over here, which is 47.3%. In the US, I think you've got, I think it's called Special Dry, I think it is over there. And I think that's their 43 or 47%, sorry, I think that is. And then we've got their variants, which have been steadily been released over the last few years. We've got their Rangpur, which is a lime, citrusy kind of gin. We've got their Malacca gin, and now we've got the Flor De Sevilla gin, which, as I said, is this lovely Seville orange gin. Now, botanical wise, in normal Tanqueray, don't forget this is normal Tanqueray, base strength of this, I think we are at, where is the ABV? Yeah, 41.3. So we've got normal Tanqueray in there, are the UK export strength. The base botanicals in there, your guess is literally as good as mine. They are very secretive about there. Obviously, we have got juniper in there. That is a given. We can naturally assume that there is coriander and angelica root in there, because those 3 make up, those 3 botanicals you'll find in 95% of London dry gins, which Tanqueray export strength is. It is a London dry gin. So you can pretty much say those 3. We would hazard a guess that there's probably some licorice in there and some sort of citrus. Ignore the fact that this is an orange gin, but the base, whether it's a lemon peel, orange peel, we can guess at that. But the rest of it, we've got absolutely no idea what botanicals they use. For some reason, it is a really closely guarded secret, much like the rest of the family, Gordon's in particular. No one really knows what botanicals go into Gordon's gin, hence I call this Posh Gordon's. But I can't deny the export strength, the normal 43.1% gin that we have over here, is actually a really cracking, I'm going to call it a pouring gin. It's a premium gin, but for the likes of me, I'm going to call it a pouring gin because that's the sort of level of gin that I use for cocktails. And I do actually use Tanqueray from time to time. I flip between Boxer, Beefeater and Tanqueray depending on what cocktails are going on. And I'll be honest, depending what offers are on as well at my wholesalers. As a normal gin, it's a brilliant gin for a classic sort of gin and tonic, classic cocktails. I can't fault Tanqueray in that respect. A lot of bars, a lot of pubs will actually have that as well. And in fact, going back to my pub and bar days when I used to run pubs and bars, actually Tanqueray 10 was always my premium gin. Always had Tanqueray 10 in there. It was the world's best gin. I think it's still up there as one of the world's best gins for martinis and drinking neat. The actual brand itself is a really good brand, despite me calling it Posh Gordon's. Now, the only reason I call it Posh Gordon's is because they are so secretive about the botanicals, and we know for a fact that it comes out of exactly the same distillery as Gordon's gin. It comes, the distillery's up in Scotland, in Fife in Scotland, so we know it comes out of there. It's a bit of tongue-in-cheek, but that's how I've referred to Tanqueray for a lot of years, basically Posh Gordon's. Sorry if you really don't like that, but that's my interpretation of it. But the thing I always come back to is this conflict in me. It's like, do we actually really need to know about the botanicals in a specific gin? The bartender spirits expert in me, yes, I love to know about the botanicals in there. I love to see the craft. I love distillery tours. I love to see the passion that goes into the gin. However, we know that Diageo are not going to compromise too much. We know it's going to be virtually identical recipes to that 1830 original recipe that's lasted the test of time. It's gone on for so long, 1830, where are we? It's nearly 200 years old, very, very nearly a 200-year-old gin. So we know that they're not going to compromise that. So the other side of me, actually, no, it doesn't really matter about the botanicals or anything like that, because what it actually matters, the majority of you watching this video, what matters is how good does it taste? And the fact is, it tastes really good. So on one side, we care. On the other side, we don't really care. Let's mix it up. Let's meet in the middle. Let's agree to disagree. Let's crack on. This is, as I say, we've been talking about Tanqueray as the brand. This is their orange gin, Flor De Sevilla gin. I think it's probably been out a few months now. We're shooting this in June 2018. I think it's been around roughly since about Easter time. I can't say for definite, but I'm guessing that's when it was roughly. So it's been around a bit. And what it is essentially an orange flavoured gin. Now, here's something I want to pick up on first of all, because I was reading this earlier. And I'm going to read it word for word. Tanqueray Flor De Sevilla is a unique distilled gin made with the natural flavours of Seville orange and orange blossom, other natural flavourings, colours and other fine botanicals. Now, there's some key words in there. Flavours, flavourings. Does that actually come into contact with Seville oranges? I'm guessing probably not. I'm guessing it's a compound gin, and they've used flavours, cordials, whatever you want to call them, and I'm guessing that's what they've added to their normal Tanqueray gin. However, is that a bad thing? No, because this is a lovely gin. But I want to see what it's like as a standalone gin and tonic. I think it's pretty safe to say there isn't too many other orange gins out there. The only one I can think of is Whitley Neal's Blood Orange Gin. Obviously Chase have got their Marmalade Vodka, but as far as I can remember or even recollect, nothing else springs to mind. This is one of only 2 orange gins out there in the market. So if you've got a great gin collection, let's see what it tastes like. Let's see whether you need to add it to your collection. Now, what you might have noticed if you've been watching my previous videos is that it's kind of extended a little bit. I started off doing 6 different tonic waters and mixers. What I was finding is that when I was editing and watching the videos back, I was thinking to myself, why didn't I try it with this? Why didn't I try it with that? So what I've done to combat that is I've invested in some more tasting glasses. So I've now got 12 tasting glasses. We might not do 12 for every video. We shall see. Depends on the gin. But what I've got now is this side is still classic tonic waters. This is what I've been trying to do. So we've got 6 different classic plain tonic waters this side. Then on this side, we've got lots of different flavours. Lots of different brands. So we'll see how it goes. But let's crack on and let's actually try this gin. Now, of course, we're going to do it like we always do. Nice big gin balloon. You all need a gin balloon now. Have you invested in one of these yet though? That's the thing. That's the thing I keep mentioning in every single video. If you've got gin balloons, you need to invest in one of these 5cm ice cubes. Absolutely brilliant. Look, perfect. And you get, I'm just going to use one for tasting. But when you're doing gin and tonics, you just need 2 of those at home. Absolutely brilliant. I'm on a campaign to get most pubs and bars onto these as well. In the show notes, there's affiliate links as well. If you don't know what an affiliate link is, basically it just helps me out a little bit. If you go on there, click it, you won't get any discounts or anything like that. Just take the link, takes you straight to the product. I get a couple of pence. That's it. End of day. I'm just trying to make your life easier. But that couple of pence helps me fund these videos because obviously I'm using a bit of gin, I'm using a bit of tonic water, and I'm using some water. So that helps me just a tiny, tiny bit. Right. So we've got a bit of gin just going in there. And let's see what it tastes like. As I say, this is a proper gin. This is 43.1%. So 41.3% gin. Proper gin. It's not a gin liqueur like a lot of other fruity gins out there. This is a proper gin. So we're going to give it a 12. Actually, we're going to give it a smell first as well. Proper ripe oranges. Bit of juniper in there as well. But all I'm really, really getting is really ripe orange juice. That's what it smells like. Right, let's get on and taste it. That really isn't offensive at all. That's a lovely, neat gin as well. I'm going to come back to Brockman's that I did a few videos ago. Again, alright, I've got a sweeter tooth and I'm a little bit biased about that sort of stuff. But it's just not a sweet gin. It's just a really, really nice gin to drink neat. I would quite happily have a glass of that over ice. Nothing added to it. Can't say fairer than that. Right, let's get on and taste. Now, as always, what we've done, I keep mentioning this because this is an experiment. This is what we're all about. So in every single one of these glasses, there's 5 ml of gin, 15 ml of tonic water or mixer, because I like my drinks 1:3 ratio. And again, I'll say it very quickly. If you're going into a pub or bar, 25 ml of gin, 1:3 ratio, that's 75 ml. These are 200 ml bottles. Even if you have a double gin and tonic, you still want less than a bottle in your gin and tonic. So, quick rant over, you should be getting the idea now. But 5 ml of gin, 15 ml of mixer, 1 ice cube. We're going on with the plain tonics first. We're going to see which is the best plain tonic water. So up first, Fever Tree. Oh, that works really well. That is lovely. I tell you what, I hope we haven't peaked too early because that is lovely. Next up, Schweppes. I'm a Schweppes fan, so we'll see what this is like. I've got a funny aftertaste with that one. I'll come back to that. At the moment, I'm preferring Fever Tree. That has a funny aftertaste. This one's a new one to my stables. This is London Essence Plain Tonic Water, available on Ocado. Interestingly, that's more bitter than what Fever Tree is, which is quite interesting because for me, Fever Tree is always the most bitter tonic out there for me, for my palate. Still prefer that to Schweppes though. Right, this is, I've had this for quite a while actually. This gets mixed reactions. This is Schweppes' basically competition to Fever Tree. They've released a premium tonic, slightly more expensive. That's nice as well. I'm going to come back. No, I tell you, that one, hands down, it just, the orange, it just, I don't know why, these are kind of masking the orange a little bit. That one doesn't, that's just, ooh. Right, double Dutch. That's really nice. That works. With double Dutch, it's not a huge flavour, but there's a slight hint of grapefruit in their normal classic Indian tonic water as well. That works really well. Right. This is the last one. Merchant's Heart, Ocado and Sainsbury's. As I mentioned then with the pink pepper in the last video with Pinkster Gin. They're owned by Japanese guys, Suntory. So let's see what this tastes like. Oh, that's a nice one as well. That's really nice. Right. Fever Tree on the classic tonics, out and out winner. Very closely followed by Merchant Hearts actually, or Merchant's Heart. They are my two. In last place I'd put Schweppes, which is a real interesting one for me. Really, really interesting. I would put that last. That would be equal sort of third. I can't split those two. And then the London Essence in there as well. So first two. I think these two, you won't go wrong if you have that with the gin and tonic with those two. Merchant's Heart and Fever Tree. Right, this side, this sort of flavoured tonic waters. So first up we're with Fever Tree Mediterranean Tonic. Oh, that's a lovely drink as well. Oh, that's really, really nice. The floralness of the tonic water, lemon and a bit of rosemary I think in there, or lemon and thyme, I can never remember which one. I need to look at that. Just works really well with the orange. Superb. Right, bit crazy. We rolled this one out. This is Peter Spanton Chocolate Tonic. I'll say that again, Chocolate Tonic. We rolled it out in the last video with Pinkster. My whole thing was raspberry and chocolate. I'm going for the chocolate and orange one this time. I want to find a gin that this works with. That actually does work. Oh, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a very acquired taste, but as an interesting drink, that is actually really nice. Chocolate tonic, orange gin. That's one for later. Right, this is brand new one as well. This is London Essence Grapefruit and Rosemary. Okay, Ocado, 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 Ocado. Everywhere is Ocado. Right, London Essence Grapefruit and Rosemary. Let's see how this one goes. I get slightly too much rosemary, I think, for me. I think that's what's spoiling it. So let's see what this one tastes like. Fentiman's plain grapefruit, pink grapefruit tonic water. I think grapefruit, orange should work together. Too grapefruity. Can't taste the orange. No, I actually wouldn't serve that. I don't dislike it, but I wouldn't serve it with that. Completely pointless for me. That just masks the taste of the gin, so I wouldn't serve that. This is Fentiman's Mediterranean. Now their Mediterranean is orange and lemon thyme, whereas Fever Tree's Mediterranean is lemon and thyme. So orange and orange. That's a really lovely drink. I want the orange. I want to taste the gin. That's the thing. When I'm drinking gin and tonics, I want to taste the gin. Proper sort of gin buffs will get me here, but this might be a perfect matching for them. But I can't tell which is the orange from the gin and which is the orange from the tonic water. That might sound really, really stupid. but for me, it just doesn't work. Okay, last one up. London Essence, Bitter Orange and Elderflower. Say that again, Bitter Orange and Elderflower. Wow, that's got a flavour to it straight away. I will add in, that's the first time I've ever tasted that tonic, that tonic, that tonic, and that tonic. It's the first time I've ever tasted them. I've got some ideas for that tonic water with other gins, actually. Right, let's get on. That, I have to say, I'm not a Fever Tree devotee. I'm normally a Schweppes devotee. I think it's all about that. I really do. Chocolate and orange, that works really well. You would struggle. People that fancy it, people that like chocolate, I would urge you to go and get a bottle of chocolate tonic and try it, because it's a love-hate thing. It's like Marmite. I hate Marmite. I think this is a love-hate thing. I don't think it's going to convert the traditionalists, but I think those of you that like a bit of chocolate, chocolate and orange works really well. Can't split those two. Actually, you know, tonic waters are all about your palate. You might like some, you might have that and think, actually, Schweppes, that works for me. For me, as a Schweppes devotee, it doesn't work with that gin. As bizarre as that sounds, it's just the way it goes. Hope you enjoyed that. That's Tanqueray Flor De Sevilla. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.